your patience with me. It's dietitian Dorothy here. Thank you so much for your patience and coming to our rescheduled event. We had some complications last weekend with an accident in my teeth, and I will give you the truth. I am a dietitian, so I eat a lot of carrots, raw broccoli, raw cauliflower, and you have to be careful with eating those in the front of your mouth if you have any dental work done. And so I eat too many raw vegetables, maybe. But here I am, excited to share the information I have with you. Now, do you believe you are really ready to hear what I have to share with you? I want you to dig down deep in your heart, in your gut, and think about this, because when you hear something like this, it could change your life for the better. I promise you, as I have lived, experienced this myself. This subject matter can be uncomfortable. I mean, food, fitness, it is a science. However, it does tie in a lot of psychology as well. Food makes us feel good. It can make us feel bad. So get ready to listen and change your life. What I'm going to share with you is I'm going to share 4 ways to lose your belly fat that you may have never heard before. And I'm giving you one last warning to be ready to change your life. Did you know that men die of a heart disease more often than women? Perhaps you do know that. Did you know that heart disease is our number 1 killer in America, even last year with all the craziness and in 2020? And cancer is above the coronavirus too. And these diseases are prevented by nutrition. Nutrition is the cornerstone to prevention. You start doing that, and then maybe you don't have to take medications. So it is so important to treat your health and your body with nutrition. Men are 50% more likely than women to die of heart disease. This is because poorly treated high blood pressure or unfavorable cholesterol levels, which, like I said, is prevented by nutrition. And this was a study done by the Harvard School of Medicine in 2016. And one indicator that your cholesterol may be off or your hypertension is fat around the belly. That's why we're going to talk about how to lose the belly fat. Men most often gain their fat around their belly, but women can too. I know personally that is where I store some of my fat. And that is the less favorable body shape to have, is the type where you gain the fat around the middle. It's the apple shape is what we call it. The pear shape with gaining the fat, where women normally gain in the legs and the hips, is more healthy. But that's okay. Our genes, our DNA, just because you're a man or you gain your fat in your belly, that doesn't mean that you have to be that way. You have to have heart disease or you're set that way for life. There's always a choice. And I can validate that because New Year's Eve, I had an appointment with a nurse practitioner for my genetics test that I did to see which diseases I was predisposed to. And I am happy to tell you, I do have the obesity gene, honest to goodness. And once I found that out, I was like, no wonder I always wanted to eat. I remember struggling with this as a 14-year-old and having to watch my weight that early in life. Well, a lot of my girlfriends were, thin little toothpicks. So I've had to struggle with this my whole life. I've had to learn how to eat since 14 years old. That's why I know it like the back of my hand. I'm not naturally made this way. I have had to work hard. I had to work out. I work out every day. And you know what? I love it. And I love helping people become healthier. It's in my heart. And I'm very empathetic because I know what it's like. So that is, I'm not shy to tell you that, yes, I do have that gene, but I'm happy to make it for the good and help other people that may have that problem as well. So let's get rid of the belly fat today. I'm dietitian Dorothy, as I said, and I have a passion for health and happiness and helping people feel healthy and happy from the inside out. There is one aspect of nutrition that bothers me, and I'll tell you what. First of all, there's so much nutrition information out there. I mean, it's mind boggling. And that's kind of what made me want to go into nutrition, because you turn on the news and you hear this, you read a magazine, you see this, you listen to a family member or a friend, oh, do this. Coffee is good. Next thing you know, coffee is bad. And it's so confusing. So all that information just boggles in your head. It's like reading the National Enquirer or a gossip magazine. It is. That's exactly what it is. A lot of it is hearsay, and you can't believe any of it unless it's scientifically proven by a non-biased study, which is often done at our universities. So that's where we get our valid information. And as a dietitian, that's what we base our information on. We don't just pull stuff out of the air. It's proven information. So that is something that bothers me. That's one thing that bothers me. The other thing that bothers me is there's so much information pumped out there for women, but men are ignored when it comes to diet. You know, women have so much pressure to look good. I know men have it as well, but men have more pressure to perform financially, and women don't have that as much. So for that reason, it works for women in the way that they are very conscious of their weight and belly fat, and that men are not as much. And they should be, because that's tied to health and heart disease and hypertension, diabetes type 2, obesity. So we want to make sure we are taking care of ourselves for our health. We want to live long, healthy lives. We want to be able to keep up with our children and stay alive to watch them graduate and have their children so we can be grandchildren and great grandchildren. So that is something that bothers me. And how many of you snore? Did you know that that has to do with your weight as well? Yes, it does. So we can get rid of snoring from the losing the belly fat, because you know why this happens, because with your belly fat, the belly fat is pushing up on your diaphragm. And when that is pushing up on your lungs and not giving as much airspace through here, and fat around here can also clog that airspace. So that is a reason why you have sleep apnea, or don't sleep so well, and you're snoring. You actually stop breathing at times with the sleep apnea, which disrupts your sleep. So you don't get as good of a sleep. And on top of that, that makes you burn less fat when you don't get as good of a sleep. The reason why is because in that 7th to 8th hour of sleep, that's why it's so important to sleep for that long. It is just as important to sleep for 8 hours as it is to work out. Between the 7th and 8th hour of sleep is when your body is producing human growth hormone at its ultimate. What is human growth hormone? That's actually a substance a lot of bodybuilders inject in themselves to look more muscular, but we produce it naturally. And in your 7th to 8th hour of sleep is when you're producing it the most. As teenagers, we're producing a lot because we're growing, but you want to make sure you're producing it at the highest amounts. Any age you are, between your 7th to 8th hour sleep, is going to make you have more muscle. It's going to make you look younger, hair, nails, skin. And muscle means you're going to be burning more fat, including your belly fat. So this is all stuff that is true. Absolutely. I promise you, this is all science information. Obesity and overweight continues to rise in our country. We were already having problems before COVID, and then that definitely exacerbated everything. And so we really need to take this seriously and do something about it. And it is possible. And I like to make it fun. Okay. So, and by the way, that study I told you with the snoring, that was a study done, published in the Lung magazine. Now, you are in the right place. If you struggle with not getting good night's sleep because of your belly fat, and you are in a downward spiral with high blood sugars, lower metabolism, and you're gaining weight, you are in the right place. Or even if you know someone with that, you are in the right place if you need more energy to work out so you can get rid of that belly fat. Or maybe you know someone or your kids feel that way. I will teach you how to eat. You are in the right place if your blood pressure and cholesterol are through the roof, which are strong risk factors for cardiovascular episode and having that belly fat. We prefer your heart to be smooth and steady and strong. I'm going to teach you how to do that. So stick with me through this presentation for the next hour. I am open to questions for sure. And I know an hour is long, but get up and stretch if you need to. And let's take notes and let's change your life. Take one step at a time. So I will tell you my story. I am originally from Michigan. That's where I did my studying at Eastern Michigan University. I studied from the fabulous dietetics program there, the best in the state. I did part of my internship at the University of Michigan. And I also did some work at Pfizer, heading up their corporate wellness program. And 1 week after I graduated from college in 1999, I hightailed it back to California, where I originally was born. And I just love California. It's not even really the weather. It's more of the opportunity and the people and the way of thinking here. I'm not going to lie, the weather is pretty amazing. It's maybe the best weather ever. However, I've lived in both climates, so I know how tough it can be to get out there in the cold and get in shape. So I feel you on that, and I can help you with that as well. But when I moved here to California, I wrote my first book, and my only book at this point is called The Best Darn Book About Nutrition and Health. And that book I wrote because I was so tired of people believing the hype. Like I told you, like there's so much information out there that is not true. And I used to believe it as well. And it led me to get a little crazy in my head about nutrition. So when I went to college and I studied it, I realized what the truth is. I realized fat's not bad, fat's good. Because I was being raised in the 90s when fat was horrible, carbs were fine. But, I realized in school that we need fat. Fat is a satisfier. We need fat on our cushion in case we fall. So these things, once I've scientifically realized this and it was proven to me, I believed it, I became so much healthier and so much not obsessed in the head. And I want to bring that to my people. I want to help change the world to be healthier. And there's no food that's bad. There is not. I will not allow any of my students or my clients to ever call any food bad. They are all good. It's a matter of how often you eat them. You eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and a little bit of a candy bar once in a blue moon, maybe once a month, having lots of whole grains and fish, salmon. And then maybe once in a while going to McDonald's for a Big Mac. No big deal. It's fine. Every food has a purpose in our world. And to start thinking foods are bad is disordered eating thinking. We don't want to go there. That is the worst, one of the worst possibility diseases. So I noticed all these problems. That's why I wrote my book about, hey, everything's good, just chill, do things in moderation. And I teach you how to do that in this easy to read book. It's 100 chapters and it's very lighthearted. If you've ever read Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff, it's kind of like that. Like, hey, coffee isn't bad, but don't overdo it. I mean, it's common sense, have 1, maybe 2 cups of coffee, and so I clear all that up in that book. So it's a great little read. It's not like super intense, like graduate or PhD. It's more, 8th grade reading, but it's fun, lighthearted. So I do suggest that. So I wrote that when I first moved here and I started my own business. And as I was doing my business, I realized, how many women had dietitians, but not many men. And they didn't have people to go to that were fun and lively and sporty. So, and I noticed that the high blood pressure of men was getting more and more, high cholesterol, men losing their confidence and uncomfortable in their own skin, over medicated, not even trying with nutrition. unable to even sit in a chair at the sports bar, without feeling comfortable, outer appearance decline, and even not being able to perform in the bedroom. Let's get the white elephant out of the room here. That has to do with it too. And sometimes when you're on all these medications, you can't perform. So all of these made me very concerned. And so and it breaks my heart because I had a wonderful father and mother. My dad had nothing but daughters, and I was the oldest. So I hung out with my dad a lot, went to sporting events. So I was in the men crowd. And so I'm comfortable with men, and I like working with them. And I also am very sports advocate, so I can talk sports. And seeing this and helping men has made me feel so good that they finally have someone to help them. And that's been my niche. But I help ladies too. I probably have more ladies than men because, ladies tend to do things about this. So men need to too. Men need to lose their belly fat. And one of my clients, I started with him March 2021, and he went from 250 pounds to 185 last year, and just changed his life. He's able to have fun and be with his young kids again. He's a 71-year-old man, and he still did this. And he's a lawyer, so he feels so much better. He's walking around the courtroom now, or the halls. He doesn't get winded. So that's what can happen. And all that did happen. That's absolute truth. And it touches my heart to help people like that. So let's get to it. If you have any questions, please, go ahead. So I am going to help you learn how to lose the belly fat. So let's go with the 4 ways to lose belly fat. The 4 simple truths, and you can start with one for 1 week, work on it. And then after you get that accomplished, then move on to the second one, and so on and so forth. So it should take you a month. Okay. And keep in touch with me. I want to hear how you're doing. And at the end of the presentation, I'm going to give a surprise, a special. So I'm excited to help you with that too. So one way that you can lose belly fat, and I am speaking from having the genetic obesity gene, don't be afraid to use some simple supplements that will give you that little push. Metabolism boosters. I use them. I use a conjugated linoleic acid, a thermogenic. Green tea is a thermogenic. The thermogenics are items that are going to help you burn fat faster, or help you mobilize the carbohydrates you eat to be burned as energy instead of being stored as fat. So don't be afraid. Now, you don't do anything crazy. Some of the prescription stuff can make your heart pitter patter. I've even done something over the counter once that really scared me. I don't recommend that. I recommend just a gentle thermogenic. Like I said, like the green tea one, or CLA, conjugated linoleic acid. So, and I can help you with those in more detail. I never was really into supplements until I started working for one company run by dietitians that they do have supplements as part of the weight loss program. And I, started to partake of them because I like to experiment on myself for my people so I can walk the walk and talk the talk. And I have to say, it does give you that push. I have noticed since I've been taking supplements that I don't have to quite worry as much about what I'm eating as I used to. I mean, it doesn't mean I go hog wild. I still, watch what I eat, but I'm just like, wow, I definitely see a difference. But it's been a continuous use of them daily since like 2016. So it takes a while. You build it up, but it's never too late to start. Yeah, this is what I say. Why drive to Vegas when you could fly? I mean, you could fly to Vegas, you could bike to Vegas, you could drive to Vegas, you could walk to Vegas. You're going to get there a lot faster and easier if you fly or drive than biking or walking. Okay, it is a little more expensive maybe to fly, our drive. But hey, it gives you that, it's just easier, it gets you there faster. So that's what I say, nice gentle botanical supplements like fat burners can do for you. Like another thing that I do, actually I'm going to get it out of my fridge, one moment. Let's see here. I always have a little shot of apple cider vinegar in the morning. And this helps with a lot of different things. It's a probiotic, first of all, so that it helps your intestines and, you know, digesting and giving you a better metabolism. But this is can also be a fat burner because it helps your flora in your intestine. It also helps your blood sugars. So that's a simple one. See, this is how gentle of supplement I'm, because this is actually, it's a food item, but I take it as a supplement, a shot first thing in the morning. If you need to put it in water, do, because it is kind of strong, but I like a lot of flavor. So it's just things like that. Okay. Why walk to Vegas when you could fly? That's to do supplements. Okay. Any questions yet? Let's see. I see Monica has asked how to lose belly fat. So hopefully I just answered one question for you is take some nice botanical supplements. You don't need to spend a ton of money. And I can give you examples further on. And I can specifically pinpoint with you what would work well for you if we get to know each other better. Okay, number 2, way to lose belly fat. Monica, listen in here because this is going to be a huge one. And I'm speaking from experience as a bodybuilder. This is the number one that we do to lose our fat. It is working out. Just going to say it is cardio. Okay. And don't think that has to be horrible, making you feel like you're going to get sick or black out, I see stars. No, goodness gracious, who's going to stick to that? I mean, some of these workouts these days are just excruciating. And I've seen stars. I was in pretty darn good shape when I was bodybuilding. What fun is that? What makes you want to stay with that? How about, doing a nice walk around the neighborhood first thing in the morning, 6 days a week, fasting cardio. Fasting cardio means before you eat anything, only drink some water. Maybe, you could do your little shot here. That's not going to cost you anything. Some coffee would be fine because there's no calories in coffee. Something else that I do, excuse me, is sometimes before I go do my cardio, I'll have some collagen. This is only 20 calories, 40 calories. If I do 2 tablespoons, a shot of this gives me a little upper to like a little caffeine, and that will help me not burn my muscle when I'm working out. Why do you want to do a fasting cardio? Because if you haven't had any food in your system all night and you're getting up on an empty stomach, your body has already metabolized all those sugars that you had from dinner are the fats and the proteins. So your body's working on nothing. So what's it going to go to next? You got it. Your fat. Your body is going to use your fat as your energy for your cardio workout on your fasting cardio. So when everybody should do this, okay, if you're wanting to lose your belly fat. And that's what we were trying to do when I was bodybuilding. This is where I learned that from. Every morning you get up and you do an hour is what I recommend. And I can help you find out your exact heart rate you should be around to get the most fat burning and the least amount of muscle burning, because you want to keep your muscle. You want the nice shapely figure, and the muscle helps you burn calories, helps you burn the body fat, the belly fat. So I can help you with that as well, find the exact rate. But I can give you an example. It depends on your age. So I'm 46 years old. So my heart rate usually for an hour, I want it to be around 120 to 130 beats per minute. So that's really not bad. It's like a very light jog. It's not a run or a brisk walk. Sometimes I get on an elliptical machine. You make it fun. Sometimes I pray or I meditate while I do it first thing in the morning, or sometimes I'll put in my playlist. I love my music playlist that is got, I like hip hop, I like R&B, dance music, some alternative rock. Like it makes me feel like I'm dancing on the elliptical trainer. And I like to watch sports while I'm doing it. Sometimes I'll make it a fun little game, and whoever just scored a basket, I'll change my intensity on my machine to that person's jersey number. Like, LeBron is what? I can't remember. I think he's 23. So you got to change it to that. It makes it more fun. And if you like sports, it kind of makes you pay attention to the game more. Now, I have some people that don't like sports, they like the Hallmark movies. So I've done this too. You can listen to the movie or watch your sitcom and maybe wait to hear a number. Like they're going to say some number eventually in the show, like 16 candles. Okay, turn it up to 16, and then wait till you hear another number. So you can make it fun like that. Or every time if somebody kisses, you turn it up a notch. I don't know. Just make it fun. Okay. It's like kids at recess. Why do all of a sudden as adults, we call this work out? As children, we were like, yay, recess time. That was our favorite time of the day. And then all of a sudden now we don't want to move anymore. And it's just, we need to change our mindset on that. If you like gardening, garden. If you like yoga, do yoga. If you like playing basketball, hoops, just do something fun. Okay. And really, honestly, at least 20 minutes, please. Men, it takes you 20 minutes to start burning your belly fat. Ladies, I have bad news. It takes us 40 minutes of cardio to start burning our belly fat. So men, ladies, at least get 20 minutes, okay? But I'd like to go for the hour. And if you really think about it, just 20 minutes of your day, do you know how long that is of your day? How much of your day that is? It's 1.3% of your day. So if you can't move for that much, goodness, we need to rethink our priorities. That's not long at all. 1.3% of your day. Imagine that in a pie graph. And if you have pets, some of us are pet lovers. Imagine if we cooped our pets up without letting them go out and take a walk or run around in a cage. That's basically what we're doing to ourselves. And pets get diabetes too. Well, we're animals too. So we need to treat ourselves as we would treat our pets or our children. So that is the number 2 way that I recommend you lose belly fat. You do an hour of fasting cardio in the morning before you eat any calories or drink any calories. Okay, so remember, number 1 is get a little help from a nice botanical supplement. And this is a supplement as well that's nice and easy, nothing crazy. And then number 2 is move every day, 6 days a week. Take 1 day of rest. Okay, we've got Nelson from Twitter. He asked this: as long as I am in a calorie deficit, does it matter how much protein I eat? I always hear how important protein is in weight loss, but I struggle with consuming the recommended amount of protein. Okay, so I'm wondering, I don't know how much weight you are, pounds, but typically, if you can figure out how many kilograms you are, which is usually half of your pounds, usually we need about 1 gram of protein per kilogram of our body weight, at least. So let's see, I'm about 135 pounds. Divide that by 2. So, 60 some kilograms. So I need at least 60 some grams of protein every day to keep building my skin and muscle, etc. That's the minimum. And it is very easy to get your full amount of protein every day because there's protein in almost everything. There's no protein in this cider, but even in the supplement, there's 10 grams of protein. So I've already got 10 there. I only need like 50 more. And like a chicken breast has, 4 ounces, that's about 120. So it's pretty easy to get enough protein. So protein's important, yes, in building muscle, but I'm sure you get plenty. And depending on what your goals are, it seems like you're losing weight. But you can lose weight doing a lot of different things. Sometimes people go plant based to lose weight, and they still get enough protein too. It does take a little more planning, and I would recommend talking to a professional about it. But it's easier to get protein than you think. So feel free to look at your nutritional facts and supplement facts, and count how much protein you get. If you need more help with that, I'm more than happy to help you with that. Okay, how's all this sound so far? I'm about ready to give you the number 3 way to lose belly fat. And this is very, very simple concept. I did this. I remember back in the early 2000s when I first moved to California. It was hard to do at first, but I was like, geez, just doing this and you lose belly fat. Okay, no whites. No whites. And I'm not talking about our skin color here. I'm talking about food, white sugar, white flour. Only 1 day a week. Whites are not bad, but it's not meant to have every day. It's meant for that day of rest, that treat day, the day where you don't move, or if you want to move, you can, but it's the day of rest. Have a, tortilla chip, but 6 days a week, you should be eating wholesome. That means eating whole grains, not white flour. So look at ingredient lists. And if you see, like with us bread, if you see the word white, bleached, unbleached, enriched flour, that is a sign that it is really a white bread, even if it's brown and it says wheat. That's the sign. Let me show you real quick here. Let's see. Yes, in my fridge, I do have white products for my treat day, which is actually tomorrow. So I should pull this out and defrost it. But I'm looking at the ingredients right here, and unbleached enriched flour. It's white. So when you buy your bread, it should say 100% whole wheat flour, not bleached, enriched. Those are signs. It's taken away the bran, which is the outer part of the kernel, and it's got all the nutrition in it. They take out all the nutrition and make this white fluffy bread that we love. And they do add some nutrition back into it that was, made by humans, like us, like no different than taking a supplement. They put it back in our breads and our cereals. But really, we aren't that. We're intelligent beings, but we haven't discovered everything in the world yet. We're not all knowing. We're not God. So we haven't discovered some of the good nutrients that are in the bran of a bran kernel, of a wheat kernel. See, that's why it's good to eat the wholesome. Okay. I mean, you say, oh, well, I can just take a supplement and I can eat crappy food. Heck no. We haven't discovered everything. So you have to eat wholesome foods, whole grains, brown rice, whole grain pasta, quinoa, potatoes, sweet potatoes, orange. White potatoes fine too, but preferably the orange sweet potatoes, the yams. So the white flour 1 day a week. Okay, so cookies, Pop-Tarts, all those things are delicious, but just 1 day a week. Pancakes, waffles, chicken noodle soup with the white noodles. Make your own whole grain chicken noodle soup. Just only have the white. And that means when you sit down at a Mexican restaurant or you sit down at a steakhouse and they bring you the white bread, no. Believe me, you'll feel a lot better. You'll be hungry when their food comes. So there you go. Okay. And like at a Mexican restaurant, choose the corn tortillas instead of the delicious white flour ones. I like the white flour ones too, but I just save that for a treat on Sunday, on my treat day, or Saturday, whatever day I choose. Or have a salad instead, a big old, fajita salad with all those greens in it. Now let's talk about the white sugar. Okay. I mean, I used to have an amazing sweet tooth back in my younger years. And there's nothing wrong with desserts. There's nothing wrong with a cookie or brownie. Ice cream was my favorite. Sundays. I love to eat a delicious sundae with my dad on Sunday when I was home from college. But let's just save those for one day a week. That's what they're meant to be. They're treats. And you have to be careful. You have to look at your ingredient list. I mean, ketchup even has sugar in it. There's so much sugar in products these days. I mean, some breads have sugar. I'm not sure if this one does, but like I said, I save this for my treat day. I don't see any sugar in this one, but that is sneaky. I mean, barbecue sauce is sugar, but you can find products that don't have the sugar, like in ketchup. Primal Kitchen is a great brand that has barbecue sauce and ketchup with no sugar. So, just get used to that. And what do I use like to make my coffee sweet? Here, I'll show you. One moment. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to show you two things here. I've got organic stevia. So this is a natural sweetener. It's not man-made like Splenda or NutraSweet Equal, Sweet and Low. This is no different than like cinnamon. Cinnamon has a naturally sweet flavor. It's just from a cinnamon tree. So stevia is naturally sweet. This is organic. And I get this from, I got this from Mother's Market here in California, but they have it at Trader Joe's. I know the liquid form. They also have a dry form. And that's why I put in my coffee. If I'm ever cooking and it calls for a little sugar, I put this in instead. And a little goes a long way. Like 3 to 4 drops is like a teaspoon. It's very sweet. So it's okay to have this during the week, but in one day a week, you can do your whites, flour, and your white sugar. But other than that, okay. So there we have it. So so far we've got 3. Number 1 is take advantage of a supplement. It doesn't have to be expensive to give you that little extra push. Why walk to Vegas when you could fly? Number 2, we're going to move like children again. We're going to choose an activity that we love, and we're going to make it fun by maybe making a game of on watching a movie or a sitcom or my sporting event. Make it fun. Work out with a partner maybe. And number 3, we're going to do no blanco, no whites, no white sugars, no white flour through the week. Only one day a week on our little treat day. Okay, so who's with me here? We got one more, but I'm going to offer a prize for someone here. I want to help you. So I'm going to offer what I call my circle of competence meeting. And some of you want some specific personal help. On Kounsel, we do counseling to you, and I'm more than happy to give away a couple complimentary sessions, one to just a couple people here. So I will say here, let's see, I will give away 4. I have 4 spots on my calendar within the month of February. February is a short month, so you better pony up. And these, you can use it for someone else too, if you want to give it to someone else. But if you've been here and you can remember the 4 ways to lose belly fat and you recite those to me, I will give you a complimentary detailed half-hour session with me through Kounsel. To help you. You will leave that little strategy session with me empowered with new tips and motivational. I'm very motivational, if I must say so myself, because I love what I do and I've figured out how to make it fun. So you will get some of the energy that I have to share with you. You will soak it in and be ready to conquer and make some changes. So how does that sound? So keep that in mind. 4 sessions, 1 per person, and you can give it away. Okay. So speak to us at Kounsel about that. Go ahead and talk to Kounsel, or you can chat, put it in the chat, or you can come to my site, my profile in Kounsel, and hit me up there. Okay, drum roll. Let's go over the 3 ways that I've told you already. Again, number 1 way to lose belly fat is get some help from some botanical supplements, even just green tea every day. Green tea is a beverage, but it also is in supplements. You could just drink green tea every day, give you that extra fat burn. Number 2, we are going to move every day. We're going to make it fun. We're kids again. And life is too short. Live it to the fullest, as my boyfriend likes to say. And number 3, we are going to only do white bread, white flour on 1 day a week on our treat day, our day of rest. And 6 days a week, we're going to eat brown, wholesome foods. Look for that word, 100% whole wheat. Foods need to be wholesome. All right. The last way to lose belly fat. Okay. I would like you to know that it's not all about dieting and following your perfect diet. You need to also listen to your body. Intuitive eating is very hot right now. A lot of my colleagues as dietitians, especially the younger ones, are into this intuitive eating. And there's definitely something to be said about it. Okay. If you've had some struggles with eating, yes, you need to have a regimen. Like, for example, we can't just set you free and say, oh, just listen to your body, because your body might be out of whack. For example, a shopaholic, we can't just say, feel how you feel in the mall and spend how you want. Now, that probably isn't going to go so well. We got to set that shopaholic up with a budget. Okay. Or someone having financial problems. Well, the same thing with nutrition. If we've been doing some things that have got our body out of whack, high cholesterol, belly fat, etc., we do need a regimen, but it's important to listen to your body too. And sometimes we do things as we think we're being healthy, and we're actually shooting ourselves in the foot, because we better to do what our body's really calling for. So that's something I see a lot. You've got to listen to your body, know when to stop eating, know when to eat. Okay. Our bodies will tell us. And something that totally cracked me up once, I was on a business trip in Florida, and I was with a bunch of engineers, and we went to a pizza place, and they thought they were being healthy by all ordering the salad. And then they continue to have 4 1-ounce containers of dressing, ranch, and they think they're being healthy, and they put all this dressing on. Well, after that, 4 souffle cups, 1 ounce, 1.5 ounce shot glasses, basically cups of dressing. That's like, could be a quarter to a half cup of dressing. And you, that much? Shoot, you might have had a slice of pizza or 2. You would have been better off, and maybe you would have felt more content if that's really what you wanted. But if your body really wanted the salad, then have the salad. Then we don't need 4 souffle cups. Like, see how they're shooting themselves in the foot. Obviously, their body was craving something. You got to think, common sense here. So my suggestion, if you want to have a salad, I don't even get the dressings they have. I don't. Unless it's cheat day, I have some delicious blue cheese. But on a normal day, I'm choosing the vinegar and oil. I'll take some of this and some olive oil, and it's very natural. Maybe a little bit of salt and pepper, or some pepper flakes. I like spicy. That burns you more calories. That won't burn more belly fat. Actually, studies show it makes you happier too. It releases some endorphins and serotonin. So I make your own natural dressing. Don't get crazy. Listen to your body. If you're at a pizza place, you want a slice of pizza, heaven forbid, have a slice of pizza and maybe a salad on the side, and add the vinegar on it. Don't defeat it. There's so much to say about listening to your body and the psychological pleasure of eating. We have taste buds for a reason. Okay, this is God made our bodies, or however you believe our bodies were made, evolution, whatever. We have taste buds. There's a purpose. We are meant to enjoy food. Don't take the enjoyment out. There's something to do with that. So make your food fun, make it spicy, make it flavorful like you like. I like garlic, so I add that on a lot of my foods. I eat a lot of vegetables. That's a way to lose belly fat too. And garlic, I'll put it all over my vegetables. Instead of having garlic bread on white bread, listen to your body. What are the flavors you like? I'm craving some garlic bread. Well, then I'm going to go with the garlic broccoli, garlic. I'm going to make myself some garlic vegetables. If that still doesn't cut it, then maybe I'll make myself a whole grain piece of garlic toast with some olive oil. Listen to your body. Do what your body says. Don't just always follow something in black and white. Okay. Your body is smart too. You just got to learn to listen to it. So I'm here to help you with that as well. All foods fit. There is no food that's bad. It's not allowed in my house. All foods are good. Okay, I have another question here from Anna. Asked this from LinkedIn. I've seen a lot of advice that advises drinking tea or black coffee when dieting. Problem is, I hate both of them. Are there any other options like those that could fill that niche for me? Yes, absolutely. Okay, so coffee and green tea do give you, because it's caffeine. So caffeine not only helps you focus and concentrate and give you energy, but caffeine does help us, burn a few extra calories as well. So Anna, I don't know what you do like, but I will give you a suggestion. Heaven forbid I'm going to say this as a dietitian, but let me show you in my fridge. One moment. Okay. Heaven forbid I say this, but I'm a dietitian. I'm going to give you the truth. Okay. This is a soda pop. Heaven forbid. It is 0 calories. It's made with your organic stevia. It's called Zevia. And it's a healthier pop, soda pop. You tell I'm from the Midwest. 0 calories. This is caffeine. This is the like Mountain Dew version. It's called Mountain Zevia. I get a pack of, it's a rainbow pack of these sent to me through Amazon once a month. There's grape, orange, cola, non-caffeine cola. So that's an idea if you like that. They even have some caffeinated sparkling waters these days. I've seen those at the gas station. Having, the rock stars and all that, they get a bad rap. I'm not going to say I've never had one in my life, a diet one. I never drink the regular with all that sugar. Not even probably on a cheat day. To me, it's not worth it. But it's not, if you have high blood pressure, I wouldn't do that. If you have sleeping problems, I wouldn't do that. But, it's an option as well. Not the healthiest. Green tea would be your healthiest option. Coffee would be second. Trying to think what else. Chocolate has caffeine. So if you like cocoa, like the Hershey's baking cocoa that you put in brownies when you're making them homemade, the unsweetened, you could sprinkle some of that on your oatmeal in the morning because cocoa has caffeine. So that's an idea. Another one that I figured out once from a treatment I had at a spa up in Canada, and I think I was in at Whistler. They did a coffee scrub on me at a spa, and it actually seeps into your skin. Just doing the scrub from coffee grinds. It's an exfoliator, but it also is going to give you that little bit of energy, and that would help you burn energy as well. So it makes a mess in the shower, but that is a way. If you don't like the flavor, you won't taste it. You're just doing it through osmosis on your skin. So that's an idea too. I hope that helps. You could even put some cocoa powder even on like a piece of toast. You could even do like some cocoa powder in some almond milk, no sugar added, and make it like a hot cocoa in the morning if you like that, with some stevia to sweeten it up. So that's like only 35 calories. So those are some fun ideas. And who doesn't love hot cocoa? Make you feel like a kid again, especially this time of the year. So that's my suggestion with that. Let me know if you need more. I'm full of ideas. Okay, now Mike asked this. What would you see as the healthiest way to lose weight? Diet culture often leaves people weighing more than they began. Yes, no kidding. So losing slow is the better way. But most Americans, we want things now. We are not patient. We want instant gratification, Instacart and Uber Eats and, now, and pills to make us lose weight. But to be very honest with you, losing slower is going to give you more success. Those are studies done. People who maintain the weight, slower weight loss. Like I'm talking a half pound a week. Okay, faster weight loss is like 3.4 to 4.2 pounds a week. But chances are you might be skinny fat by the end of that because you're losing a lot of muscle going real quick like that. But as a bodybuilder, previous bodybuilder, I will tell you, 3 months before our show, we start losing weight at just a half pound a week, half pound a week, because we want to keep as much muscle as possible, right? For the stage when we're flexing. Now, the other benefit to keeping your muscle, other than the firmness of your body, is you'll have a higher metabolism. And that's part of the reason why people maintain their weight when they lose it slower. A nice, slow, gradual change. So if you have the patience to do it that way, then by all means, it's a great way to go. And I can teach you that. So that's the best way to lose weight and keep it off. Yeah, be careful who you listen to. I will tell you, registered dietitians, we definitely know our stuff. We study hard for this. It's actual college degree where we figure out the facts and tried and true information, not like astrology, what you feel or anything. You're not saying I love astrology, but it's all proven, studied facts. Okay, let's see. Jonathan asked this from LinkedIn. I've gained so much weight in the past 6 months. It feels like every time I weigh myself, the scale goes up. I'm sorry that you feel that way, Jonathan. Any advice, similar stories, anything to help me on where to start and how to stick to it? Okay. So, well, the talk we just did, I hope you wrote those 4 ideas down, but you know what? I have so many ideas. I'm going to give you another one right now. Okay. Watch what you're drinking. I'm telling you, I mean, this kind of goes with the white sugars, etc. But a lot of people, for some reason, just because they're not chewing food and drinking, that's still calories. Sometimes it's worse because it's going in so quick to your body and making your insulin levels go up high with that absorption of the sugars. And when your insulin levels go up high, your body fat burning goes down. So be very aware. I swear I will never waste any calories on liquids, other than I do enjoy a glass of wine now and then, a healthy, moderate glass of wine. Red wine is healthy. And don't start if you don't drink already. But I will never have a regular soda. And I do mean never, like ever since I've, been a dietitian. It's just a waste to me. Sparkling water, a lot of the coffees that people get at the Starbucks, etc., are loaded with sugars. I mean, goodness. And, people start getting these every day. Not only is it hard on your pocketbook, but it's hard on your belly, your waistline as well. I mean, some of those are like 300, 400 calories. I'd much rather have an In-N-Out burger than that. You can easily make something like that at home and stick to keeping it at 30 calories. Like I just gave the fine lady before the idea of the hot cocoa. I mean, you could make that home with sugar-free almond milk and the cocoa and stevia and whirl it up in the blender to make it foamy like they do at Starbucks, and then heat it up and you've got yourself a little treat. You sprinkle a little cocoa on top or some cinnamon. And, instead of going there and just getting blasted with calories in the drinks, whenever I go to Starbucks, I'm just doing like a coffee with a little steamed, no sugar added almond milk. And they do have no sugar added almond milk now at Starbucks. Yay. So, and with some stevia, and they have stevia as well there. So watch your calories. I had a friend, his mom only bottom pop. back in the day. And then when he graduated from high school, he told me a story. He went to college, NDSU, North Dakota State University, to be an engineer. And the only change he made his freshman year in college, his first semester, was he just at the cafeteria, he just switched from normal pop that his mom used to buy him to the diet. And you know how much weight he lost in one semester? He lost 50 pounds. All the pops that he would drink. And I'm not saying pop's the best choice. Please drink water, maybe once in a while. A pop is a treat. Okay. Even the diet, it's only, when you get tired of drinking water, have, one. But just that's a way. A lot of people drink a lot of calories and don't realize it. So that maybe is one, along with all the other tips. I just gave you a bonus one. I can recommend, come to our council here and get some advice from the professionals. I'm more than happy to help you, Jonathan, and give you the motivation and help you stick to it. That's a big part of it too, is having that, what is the word I'm looking for? Where you're accountable. That's the word. So I help keep people accountable. And I know what you're going through, like I said, because I have to work at it as well. So I've got tips from my own life experience to give you. And I'll keep you accountable, keep you motivated, and you know the truth. I tried a lot of different things and I know what works and I know what doesn't. So this is a science. Like I said, eating, we all eat, but it's seriously, this is a science. It's biology, it's chemistry. So thank goodness I figured it out to help all of you and share it with you. That's my mission. Okay, Nick from YouTube. How can I improve my diet for performance and lose fat? I train 2 to 3 hours of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu a day. I run almost every day and swim 5 times a week. Goodness gracious, good for you. Okay, so my suggestion there is, I wonder what you are eating. I wonder what your energy level is like. My suggestion for you're an athlete, basically, with all that working out, I'm going to suggest you what we do in the bodybuilding when we're working out that much too, and to have all the energy is, but to lose the body fat. So, it's a double-edged sword because you got to eat a lot of food to have the energy to do all you're doing, but you want to lose the belly fat. I get it. So what you do is, remember that hour of fasting cardio. So if you can make one of those exercises you do, a fasting cardio in the morning, if you don't already do that, that would be a way to get rid of the fat quicker. And then eating lots of little meals throughout the day. Now, intermittent fasting is also you get both work for me. I've tried both. I kind of love intermittent fasting, but when you're bodybuilding or an athlete like this, you're continuously fueling your fire because your metabolism is like a fire. So when you're at a bonfire and it's going and it starts to get a little dim, what do? You throw a log on it. Same with your metabolism. So when you eat, you actually are burning some calories. Just even eating and digesting is burning calories, but it's tiny little bits, tiny bits. It's not big, huge, luxurious meals. If you're going to eat a lot of times throughout the day and just throwing that little bit in, you just keep fueling the fire and burning, but it has to be small. Like we're talking half a cup of a carb and maybe 4 ounces of a protein for the ladies, depending on your size. And then maybe for larger people or for men, maybe a cup of carb, like a sweet potato, and 8 ounces of a protein. And also to lose the body fat, lose the belly fat, making it a low fat diet. Because what does your body want to do? What's the easiest way? If I'm going to eat a carb, my body wants to use it as an energy, a carb. If I'm going to eat a protein, my body is the most efficient way to use that protein. If I'm eating a steak, is to use it as protein on my body, use it as a muscle, or use it to make my skin. And if my body is taking in fat, what's the easiest thing to do? Use it as fat on my body. I mean, I can convert it to energy. Like a carb is energy, I can convert it, but it's not as efficient. If you're putting something in, your body would like to use it as what it is. And if you're not, using all the fat that you're eating, your body is more acclimated to store it as fat. So usually I suggest a high protein diet, moderate carbs to give you the energy and that active of a life, and then lower that fat 20% at the most. That's my suggestion on that. And there are such good fats. You want to use good fats, like having your fat would be an avocado, maybe a half or a quarter of an avocado, or maybe some almonds, like, a quarter cup, a little scant handful, or nut butters. I have some delicious nut butters I love called Hillshire butters. They're very natural and don't have all the added preservatives. More natural, the better. And salmon. Salmon has a healthy fat in it, olive oil. So those, having those fats instead of like, nothing against Jiffy peanut butter. I love it, but that's a treat day food. It's not natural. We want natural, healthy fats, but lower fat diet for that kind of lifestyle that you live, Nick. Okay, we are over an hour. I cannot believe that I can talk that long. One more question, if I may. Isis from Facebook, can I boost my metabolism if I eat 5 meals a day? Yes, you can. Yes, just watch your portions. It can't be clean jumper size meals, Basically, anytime you go to a restaurant, that's at least 2 meals right there, and your one serving could be 4. So small meals, like whenever my significant other and I go out to eat, we split. Or anyone I'm out to eat, I'm like, do you want to split? Okay, one chooses 3 things, and then the other person chooses one out of the 3 things. That way you collaborate and you both get something you like. Or else take it home. Okay, or else order an appetizer as your main dish. I have heard that eating small frequent meals boosts metabolism. How true is that? Yes, it's true. That's what bodybuilders do. That's what we do. Intermittent fasting works too, which are completely opposite, but they both work. Intermittent fasting is like, duh, you're not eating for a certain amount of time. So obviously you're going to lose weight, but it does work. It helps you also produce more human growth hormone, which I told you is a fountain of youth hormone, and it makes you have more muscle and look younger. So the intermittent fasting, I've read that it can increase your human growth hormone up to 666%. Like really large. So I can teach you that, but eating lots of small meals a day is a great way to go too. When I won first place in my bodybuilding contest, that's what I was doing. Shoot, I was eating 7 meals a day, but I was also working out 2 to 3 hours a day. So, okay. Thank you everyone so much. This was a lot more easy and fun than I even imagined. And thank you again for your patience with my dental problems I had last weekend by accident. But I really hope and I pray that you leave this with some changes to be made. Please hit us up for your complimentary Circle Competence meeting with me. I look forward to that. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Friday. Enjoy your Sabbath, your day of rest, your Saturday or Sunday, whatever day you choose. Listen to your body. Eat how you like, but don't gorge yourself. That's not what a treat day is for. A treat day is for listening to your body. If I want to have a French fry, I'll have a French fry. If I want to have a salad, I have a salad. So, and then 6 days a week, you follow a good healthy plan. We can help you with that. Thank you, everyone. Toodaloo. See you next time.